Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and the guy who should be working on Plastic Addict. Incoming random review in 3, 2, 1.
Before we begin, thank you very much to They Call Me for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you very much for the support. Always, always appreciated. And if you really do go by then good on you. You are a braver person than I. So, I have a brand new fresh pile of deluxes sitting around, just waiting for me to decide who to review. I got the new Retro G1 Outback and Wheelie. I got the A-level Orion packs. Got a couple other things in here too. But overall, I feel like the new Prime Changer Megatron is going to be the most overlooked, because I feel like people are just writing that off, largely because the first wave is just Cyberverse Optimus and Bumblebee slightly repainted and run again just for the sake of having it out there. And also because this is just kind of a forgotten line. It's the leftovers of where Earthspark was supposed to be on the shelves. Had it not been canceled, I'm just praying we get the Cosmos out of this. But they did a Megatron, and the Megatron is the first brand new mold in this supposed extra, little appendix of a Transformer line. So I wanted to give it a little bit of credit today. So we do have this interesting looking Cybertronian tank. It is very accustomed to a lot of them. We should be accustomed to the overall signs of a modern Megatron toy. The turret being made up of the arms to the point where you can see the biceps exposed through. The size of it becoming the legs. There's a lot of DNA from other Megatrons going on here, but overall, I don't mind the look of the tank. I kind of think it's cool looking, if we're being completely honest here. I like the overlaying, metal panels that are going on. Gives it this, layered armor look that's actually really nice. I like the front scoop here. They didn't just go with an H tank, which they very easily could have. I do like the extra missile pods along the side. I mean, that's very much in line with the Evergreen style. Evergreen Transformer designs really like to add missile pods to people. It's just kind of a thing. And overall, yeah, it's not a bad look. It is cast in a slightly metallic shade of gray plastic with some black there for the barrel and some black paint creating the tank tread along the bottom. It does roll. It does have actual, pinned wheels underneath. They are the thin, flat kind, the kind that are designed mostly to just keep you from scratching up your kitchen counter when the kid's playing with it. But no, overall, yeah, not too bad. I can take a, close-up look if you want to see, all the tech greeble. There's a little, outline of gray going through, a little bit of panel lining there. That is not something I expected out of a cheaper figure. Keep in mind, this is kind of a small-ish deluxe, just like all of the Earthspark and frankly all the Cyberverse toys were as well. So this runs about $21 at retail, $21, $22 compared to the 28 deluxes are currently at. I hate world economy, but yeah, not a bad looking tank overall. I do rather enjoy it. Aside from this, really weird, scrawny barrel, so you can just, pull this trigger back, and that does hide. So you have a proper sized barrel, but it is a little bit stubby. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't just make the outer shell of the cannon slide forward. That way it still had, the proper bulk of a Megatron cannon barrel. I don't know. It's a cheaper brand of figure, so maybe that wasn't in the budget. I don't know. What I do know is this opens up a 5mm port and lets me show you the first accessory he comes with, which is a blast effect. Don't get a whole lot of blast effects anymore. It's not a bad shaped one. I mean, it's a fairly generic purple burst, so not really a whole lot you can go wrong with there. It is made of a pretty soft plastic. like, I think softer than even like the last blast effects that I got, which I think was actually Megatronus. This fire effects. Yeah, this is definitely softer than that. I don't know whether or not they have fixed the soft plastic melting the hard plastic thing, so I'm just going to assume I should keep these separate from everything else just in case. But that said, we do need to get this guy into the robot mode so we can actually see what is going on here. He does have quite a bit going on in the transformation, surprisingly. So I'm going to open up the sides and bring them around like so. We're going to spread out the upper legs while we are at it. So down here, these parts need to flip up so that we have access to the hinge underneath. Before we get into that, you're going to want to rotate this piece. If I can remember which side rotates to which side. There we go. Unpin from the front. Rotate around to the back. There will be a little divot where it's going to click in. If my fingers will actually do the job. There we go. Let's do that on the other side and hopefully do it a little bit more smoothly. Unclip that. Fold over. Clip. There. Much smoother. With that out of the way, go ahead and flip these up in order to get the feet out of the way so we can completely fold over the tank treads into the legs. If this sounds familiar, yes, this toy has a little bit of 86 Megatron DNA in it, in that it is going to form the legs from folding up the tank treads. I kind of hope that just becomes a standard because it's actually a really good way to handle this. All right. So, we're going to flip those feet down like so. We're going to rotate them around at the thigh in order to get them pointed forward. And then go ahead and give these a rotation as well. They are on 5mm posts, so if you want to armor up the vehicle mode with a little bit more like heavy artillery from other toys, or if you just want to relocate these, you can do that. But we're going to leave them on the legs because that's accurate to the artwork for the character. And then this is pretty standard Megatron to get rid of the tank barrel. So let's unclip from that. I'm going to rotate that cannon around so we got the room to double hinge it all the way over. Get that little tab to click in right there. And then rotate the arm like so. Rotate the other one so that the fists are pointed up. And then just go ahead and handle these panels against the back. And that is going to be the robot mode. It is not a bad transformation. The arms are very much in line with what I expect to get out of a modern Megatron. Just kind of this, it's the tank turret. We're just folding it up. But the leg transformation is really neat. I do know there are more Megatrons that do the like tank treads folding into the legs thing. But it feels more reminiscent of the 86 Megatron's way of handling it. Especially because, unless you turn the toy around completely, the tank treads kind of vanish altogether. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I think I like this. So, fun transformation aside, what you're left with is a smallish deluxe that does look very much like a more general version of the traditional Decepticon leader. I'm going to zoom in on the face now, as is typical. And he doesn't have too much of an expression going on. Is this kind of flat face, kind of mean looking. Rather large eyes for a Megatron. Oh, and they also remember the eyebrows that come from the original helmet. It's a nice little touch anytime they include that. Though it also kind of, if you look at it the wrong way, kind of gives them like a floating mask look. A little bit odd. I'll go ahead and show you the midsection too, because the midsection's got quite a bit of paint going on. There's a lot of the red trim, but more importantly, all those little buttons and diodes that are individually painted. That's not a level of detail you normally get, though honestly, the paint level to this guy is kind of thin beyond everything we've just seen. Decepticon emblem is tampographed on, and beyond that, outside of like the little the missile pods being painted on the inside, that's pretty much it. It's no wonder they panel lined the turret barrel for some reason. I guess just to give you a little bit more going on. So a little bit thin in the paint, but we're kind of getting used to that with the Transformer. What I do like is this thing is so clean. Very little kibble going on, and really just kind of folds up into a natural looking back, really. And then, yeah, this is where you see, like, everything comes together in the back. So this just kind of just looks like the back of Megatron's legs. Like part of me doesn't even acknowledge that these are tank treads. It's kind of a nice little thing. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of new detail exposed. Well, I guess the robot detail, the sculpting, yes, I guess. So I guess I spoke very incorrectly there. I don't like how the hands are done, because like a higher budget figure would have actually taken those shells and folded them away so we had full access to the hands. Here, they're just kind of buried inside the shell. It doesn't look all that great. This is one of the things I expect out of a cheaper figure, though, and this is a cheaper figure, so I guess that's pretty much in line with what I expect. It's just a little bit disappointing that a lot of this comes off pretty good, and then that's a little bit lacking. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in a standard deluxe so you can see the difference. I know I've been using Chop Shop for months now. Thought I'd change it up. Here's Vortex for you, and honestly, maybe a bad comparison, because Vortex really doesn't seem all that bigger or bulkier. He's a little bit taller, some of his parts are a little bit thicker, but for the most part, they're roughly the same size. So I think it's just engineering density that gets you the smaller price point here, since obviously this one doesn't have to be a combiner. I mean, if I bring Chop Shop in, like, it also isn't helping. I don't know. So maybe these are just a good value. How about that? Let's test out the articulation. Maybe that's where, like, we're losing something. So head is on a swivel, 360 degrees there. Shoulders are universal across a swing hinge right here, and then a swivel at the body, but it does provide good universal motion. We have 360 degrees on the bicep, a 90-degree knee. You do have wrist rotation, but as said, because of the extra shell, it's hard to get in there. Let's see, we have waist. We have a universal thigh. That's great. We do have a 360-degree thigh rotation. Universal hip, I should have said. Ankle tilt. Yeah, we have ankle tilt as well. I don't think this is missing any natural articulation. I don't. Yeah, like, this is surprising. Like, even down to the wrist articulation, yeah, I don't think he's really missing anything that a standard Transformer doesn't have. This is kind of why I want to inform. Like, yeah, like, this is, like, a few bucks cheaper than a normal deluxe, but as we've seen, he's got the bulk for it. He's got the articulation for it. His paint might be lacking, but a lot of figures are barely painted these days. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure why he's cheaper, but I'm going to appreciate it while I can. We also have another accessory to talk about because he comes with the Energy Mace. And the Energy Mace is extremely floppy. So I guess this is where the soft plastic comes in handy, because this way he is not actually going to, like, break anything while you're flailing around with this. I mean, literally flailing around. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll go ahead and just add this so you can see the entire Megatron package. Everything that you are getting. Yeah, raise it up. Be menacing with it, Megatron. Yeah, if the cannon blast doesn't get him, the gigantic spike ball's going to do it. So, that is the Prime Changer Megatron. It's an interesting way of slotting in something that didn't exist. Megatron didn't get a deluxe during the original Cyberverse run, to my knowledge. And even if he... And I just might be forgetting if he did. Even if he didn't, this is a really, really cool version of it. It's a very, very nice design. I do like it overall. The flaws are actually minimal, and because of the price point, I can easily forgive them. Like I said, I feel like because this is from a budgeted line, basically leftovers, like the store just needed something to fill a gap, I think a lot of people are going to end up overlooking this guy, even though he's really doing nothing wrong. This is actually a pretty good figure, all around, I can't really fault him. Like, he's just good. So, there you go. That's the thoughts of the day. So, if you see this guy and you just feel like buying something different, he definitely qualifies. Go ahead. He's a good risk. So, that's going to be it for me. Let me know in the comments below what else. If I mentioned something that you want to see me review, please leave it in the comment section below. You never know what I'm going to do next. And as always, I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.